Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. We're coming to you from Snarful Solutions Group, right here in sunny Sacramento, California.
That's right. And today is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025.
Beautiful day for it here in Sacramento, too. Looking at a sunny high around 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Definitely warm.
Yeah.
And a quick look at the markets before we jump in. From Monday's close, June 9th, the Dow Jones ended at 42,761.76.
Okay.
And the S&P 500, that closed at 6,005.88.
Got it. All right, so today we're digging into the Snarful internal tech article report. We've picked out the top 3 tech stories from it.
And it's interesting because, well, they all circle back to Apple's big WWDC 25 conference announcements.
Exactly, but we're not just listing features. We want to connect the dots for you, figure out how this stuff might actually, change how you use your tech day to day.
Yeah, WWDC always throws a lot out there, but the report suggests some of these changes, especially with macOS and how it links with iOS, could be pretty significant shifts.
Shifts in how we use the devices, right? Not just specs.
Precisely. It feels like they're aiming for something more fluid, less like you're juggling separate gadgets.
Fluid, I like that. Okay, let's kick off with the first big story from the report. macOS Tahoe 26. That's the next version of the Mac operating system.
Yep, previewed alongside all the others, iOS 26, iPadOS 26, the works.
And when can people actually get their hands on it?
The usual Apple way. Developer beta dropped right after the keynote.
Right.
Public beta is planned for July, so if you're feeling adventurous.
You can try it out soon.
Exactly. And then the full public release, that's expected this fall, probably around September or October. So not too far off.
Okay. So one of the first things the report flags is this new liquid glass design. What's that all about? Sounds fancy.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's described as more than just a new look. They're talking about it like a new material for the interface.
A material. Like
Yeah.
digital material.
Sort of. Imagine parts of your screen, like the dock or toolbars,
Yeah.
having this quality where they seem to reflect or refract whatever's behind them, like your wallpaper. Almost like frosted glass.
Huh. Okay, I'm trying to picture that. So less flat.
Exactly. More depth. The report mentions the dock, toolbars, sidebars getting this treatment.
Okay.
And apparently the menu bar at the top becomes fully transparent.
Transparent, really? So you just see your wallpaper right through it.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And it ties into more personalization too. You've got the usual light and dark modes, but also new colorful tints you can apply.
Kids.
Yeah, subtle colors. And even a clear option if you really want that see-through effect. Plus, something I thought was neat from the report, you can finally customize folder icons
Oh, really? How?
with colors, emojis, or symbols. Seems small, but for organizing visually, that could be really handy. New themes and wallpapers too, naturally.
Okay, visually interesting. But how does this, impact your actual use of the Mac? Is it just eye candy?
Well, aesthetics matter, right? A nice workspace is good, but I think the goal here is to make the Mac feel less rigid, more personal. Like the dock, reflecting your wallpaper makes it feel more connected. And the folder customization, that pure function, disguised as looks, finding that bright red projects folder instantly saves you time.
Right. It's a visual shortcut. Less scanning text, maybe.
Exactly. It uses visuals to make your system more intuitive to you. Maybe even reduces that feeling of visual clutter a bit.
Makes sense. Tying the look to how you actually find and use things. Okay, moving past the visuals, the report also highlights new continuity features. First up, a dedicated phone app on the Mac.
This is a big one for linking devices. A proper native app on your Mac to handle calls coming into your nearby iPhone.
So not just a little notification banner anymore.
Nope, a full app. It apparently relays the call seamlessly. Your iPhone rings, it shows up on the Mac app. You get your favorites, recents, voicemail, all that stuff right there on the desktop.
Okay, that's convenient. Does it do anything new, though?
Yes, and this is pretty cool, and it's coming to iOS 26 too. First is Hold Assist.
Hold Assist, what's that?
You know when you're on hold forever, listening to that music?
Ugh, yes.
Hold Assist can apparently tell when you're on hold, and more importantly, when a real person finally picks up. It basically holds your place and alerts you on your Mac or iPhone when it's time to talk.
Wait, seriously, that would save so much time just sitting there listening.
Totally. You can actually get work done on your Mac and just get pinged when the agent is ready. The other feature is call screening.
Okay.
For calls from numbers you don't know, it can automatically use some on-device smarts to ask who's calling and why, and then show you that info on your screen in real time. so you can decide whether to take the call or just ignore it.
Wow, like a personal receptionist for unknown numbers, that could kill a lot of spam calls.
Or at least let you know if an unknown number is actually important before you answer. It's all about reducing friction. Handling calls on the Mac saves switching devices. Hold assist saves dead time. Call screening saves you from unwanted interruptions.
It really makes the Mac feel more like the central hub for everything, including calls.
That seems to be the idea. Now, another continuity bit the report mentioned: live activities coming to the Mac.
Ah, those things on the iPhone lock screen, like sports scores or delivery tracking.
Exactly. Those real-time updates, they'll now appear right in your Mac's menu bar.
In the menu bar. Okay.
Yeah, a dedicated spot for glancing at that flight status, or your Uber's progress, or the game score, whatever it is. And if you click on it, the report says it opens up in iPhone mirroring for more detail.
So while I'm working, I don't have to keep pulling out my phone just to see how many stops away my pizza is.
Pretty much. The info is just there. Passively available, less distraction, less context switching. It fits that theme of making things more fluid between devices.
It's a small thing, but I can see how that adds up. Okay, that covers macOS Tahoe's look and feel and continuity. Let's shift to the second big story. Spotlight search getting a major revamp.
Yeah, Spotlight's always been there, for launching apps or finding a file if you remember the name, but this update sounds like it's aiming much higher, turning it into more of a productivity tool.
How so? What's changing?
The main thing is smarter, unified results. Instead of separate lists for files, apps, emails, it tries to combine everything relevant into one list.
Everything, like emails and calendar events too.
Files, folders, apps, events, messages, notes, yeah. And the report stresses it ranks them intelligently based on what it thinks you actually need right now.
Context-aware searching.
Right. And get this. It can apparently search inside documents stored on third-party cloud services too.
Yeah.
Like Dropbox or Google Drive if you've got them connected.
Oh, that's huge. No more searching in 3 different places.
Exactly. Saves so much digging around.
Yeah.
The report also mentioned a new browse view for apps and files, and interestingly, your clipboard history. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
And tying into the cross-device thing again, it can even show results from apps on your iPhone and launch them on the Mac via iPhone mirroring.
So if I search for a note in an iPhone-only app, Spotlight on my Mac could find it.
That's the promise, yeah. It's trying to bridge those data silos. But the really big leap, according to the report, isn't just finding stuff. It's doing stuff.
Doing stuff from the search bar.
Yeah, taking action without actually opening the app first. It uses something called the App Intents API.
Okay. What does that mean in practice?
It means you could type something in a Spotlight, and maybe an option pops up, like create note with meeting agenda, or email Dave about project updates.
Ah, like quick actions based on your search.
Exactly. Or even controlling apps directly, like play my workout playlist or start a 10-minute timer. Just type it in Spotlight.
That could seriously speed things up for common tasks. And you mentioned quick keys.
Right. Customizable shortcuts, like short codes you type into Spotlight. The report mentioned examples like typing ISM, then a name to start sending a message, or R to add a reminder quickly.
With keyboard shortcuts for actions built into search?
Pretty much. And it ties deeply into Apple's Shortcuts app. You can build your own complex workflows.
Right, I use those sometimes.
And then trigger them right from Spotlight, either by name or by assigning them one of those quick keys. And the report said Spotlight is context-aware, so a shortcut might act on text you have selected, for example.
Okay, that's powerful. You could build custom commands and the clipboard history part.
Yeah, that sounded really useful too. Within Spotlight, you'll apparently be able to see a list of the last few things you copied, text, images, whatever.
Oh, finally. How many times have I copied something, then copied something else by accident?
Right, and lost the first thing. Now you can just pop open Spotlight and grab it from the history.
Okay, so summing up Spotlight, it's going from just search to a command center, finds more stuff, acts on it faster, remembers what you copied, works across devices.
That's a good way to put it. The impact for you is potentially much faster workflows. Less app switching, maybe just a few keystrokes for common actions. It's about keeping you in the flow.
That definitely feels like a bigger shift than just a search update. Okay, third and final story from the report, moving primarily to the iPhone. Visual intelligence gets an expansion.
Right, we know visual intelligence or visual lookup from using the camera to identify plants or dogs, or pulling text out of photos.
Yeah, live text and that stuff.
So the big change here, the report says, is that it's not just for the camera or photos anymore. It can now analyze what's actually on your screen in any app.
Wait, anything on my screen? How do you even trigger that?
Apparently, you use the same button combo you use for taking a screenshot.
Oh, okay. Easy enough.
Yeah, so you capture the screen, but instead of just saving it, you get a prompt to use visual intelligence on it.
Gotcha. So what can it do once it's looking at my screen?
Several cool things mentioned in the report. One is identifying objects and linking to shopping. See some shoes you like in an article or a social media post?
Uh-huh.
Use visual intelligence, and it might find similar ones for sale on Google, Etsy, or other places.
Huh. Instant shop this look for anything on your screen.
Kind of, yeah. Another big one, integration with ChatGPT.
Really? How?
You can apparently ask ChatGPT questions about whatever is currently displayed on your screen.
Whoa. So if I'm looking at a confusing chart or a dense article.
Exactly. You could hit the buttons, bring up visual intelligence, and ask ChatGPT to explain the chart or summarize the article, or maybe pull out the action items from a long email thread.
That's incredibly powerful. Turning static screen content into something you can query with AI.
Yeah, it's a big step. And the report also mentioned event recognition.
Like dates and times?
Yep. If it sees an event mentioned anywhere on your screen, text message, website, whatever, with a date, time, location, it can automatically offer to add it straight to your calendar app, pre-filling the details.
Nice. No more manual copy pasting for calendar entries.
Should save a lot of hassle.
Yeah.
And importantly, the report notes this leverages Apple Intelligence's focus on device processing for privacy. Your screen content isn't just being uploaded wholesale.
Good to know. So putting it all together, how does this change using your iPhone daily?
It fundamentally makes your screen more interactive, more intelligent. What you're looking at is no longer just passive information, it's a starting point.
See it, search it, understand it, add it to your calendar.
Right. See something cool, find where to buy it, confused by something, ask AI to explain it, spawn an event, add it instantly. It just removes steps between seeing and doing or seeing and understanding. It's like the iPhone can finally see what you're seeing.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the main threads from the Snarful Tech article report on these WWDC updates.
We touched on macOS Tahoe, the new liquid glass look, the very handy phone app on Mac with Hold Assist, and live activity showing up in the menu bar.
Then the big overhaul for Spotlight search, making it faster for finding things everywhere and letting you take actions directly with quick keys and shortcuts.
And finally, visual intelligence expanding to understand and act on whatever's displayed right there on your iPhone screen for shopping, AI queries, adding events.
It definitely seems like Apple's pushing hard on making devices work together better, making basic tools way smarter, and adding intelligence directly to the content you see.
Yeah, there are significant steps towards making the whole experience feel more connected and hopefully more efficient for you. Less friction, more flow.
It really does make you wonder where this heads next. How much more proactive or predictive can our devices get? Will everything on screen become interactive? Food for thought as these updates start rolling out later this year.
Absolutely. Lots to watch.
Well, thanks for tuning in as we connected some dots on these latest tech moves and what they might mean for you.
We hope this gives you a better sense of what's coming down the pipeline from Apple.
We are here to help here at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.